Hey everyone, welcome to my first game development vlog thing. If you guys don't know, I'm currently making like it's sort of like a horror RPG type game. Original, I know, but pretty much I've done a lot of game projects in the past, and I really just wanted to like make a game, start to finish, and actually finish it. Because I've started lots of projects, but I've never actually finished anything. And pretty much this game is going to be, I'm just going to put an insane amount of time into it. And I'm just going to start to finish this game, publish it, and see what people think. So I decided to do like an RPG game, like it's sort of narrative based. I'll show you what I've done so far in this first devlog. I'm not sure how to structure these videos, but I'll just get fucking straight into it. Show you guys what I've done. It's very, I started this about a week ago, sort of on and off. Like I haven't put an insane amount of time into it. I don't think. Some days I put lots of time into it, but for the most part, I just try to do a little bit every day. Is the best way to go about it, I think. So essentially, it's WASD to move at the moment. You know, I've done character animation here. I've done some of the graphics, I guess. I don't want to invest too heavily in doing graphics early or anything like that. Obviously, the gameplay's the most important part, but for the most part, what I know, I kind of know how the gameplay is going to work. So most RPG games, they sort of use like arrow keys and then you have buttons to interact with stuff. I'm kind of going a different route. I'm going for you're going to be using the mouse a lot in this game. So WASD, and then you're going to be clicking on stuff, interacting with stuff, you know, completing puzzles with the mouse and whatnot, probably using items in some interesting way. I don't know if you'll be able to drag to move objects and stuff. I'm not entirely sure, but for the most part, what I've done is when you go within a certain range of an object, it'll glow. And that means you'll be able to interact with it. So this cup, for example, I've only done cups at the moment. So this is the first sort of test object. I've also done, you click on it, you have like a dialogue box that comes up. So this is a work in progress. I mean, I guess it works as a dialogue box. You just spacebar to close it. Obviously, when you're interacting with characters and stuff, there's going to be options of like, you know, you're going to be able to have different like dialogue options to return to them, which might change, you know, some stuff in the game or whatever. Also, you know, obviously this dialogue box is, I probably want it to be like, it's a warm cup of coffee, and then there'll be like a space, and then, you know, Mum said I shouldn't drink coffee on the next line or 2 lines down or something like that. It's probably a better way to do it. I have a system. I have a pretty easy way to incorporate that into the system, and I obviously make this text box a lot nicer. This is all placeholder. So this is the main game that I've done, but I've also done sort of experimented with how I'm going to do a lot of the assets and whatever. So I'm using a program called Tiled, which I've been making sort of like I've been experimenting with making like an isometric sort of map, but I don't think the game's going to actually be isometric. It'll be the isometric camera angle, but I think for the most part, it's going to be left, right, up, down. And there will be areas that are sort of like isometrically drawn. Obviously with this, I was just sort of testing. My original idea of the entire game was going to be isometric. So when I was doing these, like when I was testing this tile program to like sketch out tiles or whatever, this is all isometric, but this is subject to change, and this will probably, I might keep the floor isometric, I think. I like tiles like this looking isometric. But we'll really have to see which direction. Whatever looks good. I'm just sort of setting up a test level, and whatever looks good, feels good, we'll just roll with. Also, with the actual objects that I'm making the objects in Blender. So here you can see the table that we saw in the game. I'm making 3D models in Blender, and then I'm rendering them to 2D, like this. And then I'm going to, let's see, that's the finished product. Basically, I'm just rendering 3D images into 2D, and then I can either render the textures and stuff onto the object in 3D, or with this table, what I did was I just added colors and textures afterwards in 2D, and then, you know, this is the end result for a table. Things looks pretty good. I also did this like fire pole thing. I don't know what this is. This was just when I was experimenting with trying to make an isometric blender object, which actually turned out pretty good. Like, I think this is a pretty good looking, it's a good looking pole. So I'm gonna do probably most of the graphics like that. I don't know if we'll be, like, I don't know if the floor is gonna look isometric. I don't really know. I don't know what's going on with this like it being on a tile. Obviously I could change this stuff. This is all subject to change. And yeah, this is pretty much it so far, which, it's a good start. It's a good base. Obviously, I can add the floor layer. I haven't done collisions yet. That's something that I'm probably gonna do really soon. Like, these are the base tiles of the walls, I guess you could say. So, you know, I had a collision. I don't know why the collisions aren't working. I spent heaps of time actually doing a collision system, which kind of failed. So, it was colliding before. I've fucked something up. I'll fix it. I'll redo the collision system entirely, because the main problem I was having with the collisions is that when you walk into the walls, I want it to be like, so if I walk into a diagonal wall like this, I want it to be like you automatically slide. Also, the angle that you walk, I'll probably make that so that's isometric. So if you go diagonally, it's going to be like parallel with the wall. And, you know, make it so you walk, probably walk slower up, down. Not entirely sure though. I want the area to feel spacious. I don't want it to feel like you're locked in or anything like that, but yeah, also, what else have I done? I've done this thing. I don't know what the hell this is. This was another experimental art asset, I guess. We'll not be using this, but so something with this fire pole, you know, like assets like this, there's gonna be like fire coming out the top, so I'll probably have to do like a 2D fire animation coming out, fire like animation loop or effect, or maybe I'll make a particle effect or something. I'm not entirely sure, but most of the objects are just going to be 2D objects. Also, fuck, English, fuck. Also, I've done a depth system as well, so you can see if I'm in front of the table, my character draws in front of it. You know, if I'm behind the table, my character draws behind it. You know, it looks kind of weird walking through it, but obviously if there's collisions, you're not going to be able to do that. And I've also sort of just drawn out, I guess, what the test level is going to look like, or maybe what some of the levels might look like, or some of the areas might look like. I sort of sketched some stuff, you know, so there's like a house, you'll enter the house, and then you just sort of inside, you can walk around different areas, you're going to be interacting with a lot of objects. It's mostly just going to be kind of like a thinking puzzle, like it's like a spooky, I'm sure you guys have all seen like spooky horror RPG type games. I have some narrative stuff in my head, mostly. I've written some stuff down, like some plot. It's going to be a very, like, confusing, you're not entirely going to know what's going on sort of plot line. And there's going to be a second playable character as well. So there's a couple playable characters. They're going to play kind of differently. This is just some kid, I guess. This is the pool party kid, the man, the protagonist. And yeah, pretty much, he's more going to be, like, more exploring, adventuring type segment. And then there will be a combat system or something like that, which mostly the other protagonist is going to be doing that sort of stuff. It will kind of make sense. I have ideas in my head. It'll all come together. So thank you for watching the video. This is Devlog 1. It's been 1 week since I started this project. I'll probably do one of these vlogs every week, just because, yeah, we'll see how much we've done next week. Hopefully I've done more progress than I did at the beginning. I've done so far, because this is a little bit of progress, but there's still a lot to go. Hopefully by next week, I've completely made like a test environment, test level, and it's completely functioning. And then probably after that, I don't know if I've done sound effects and stuff yet. I might do that like right at the very end, or like, we'll see. I'm trying to make the entire game from scratch for the most part. Like, I'm gonna try to make all the sound effects and all the music, which I've had, you know, some experience doing that. I think the sound effects I can do pretty easily, but I think music I've experimented with a bit, so I'm kind of familiar. But whether I can make something that's really good is a completely different thing. But then again, like, I'm kind of just learning as I'm going with this project, you know. Hoping I can make something that's respectable. The only thing I haven't done, which I've used so far, is this texture pack, which I got off, I think it's Open Game Art or something. I can't remember what the website is. Obviously, I'll credit whoever made these textures in the credits of the game or whatever, but they're basically open he basically said they're open textures. Anyone can use them for their games, whatever. So this is what I've been using for textures, because I don't really know how to make textures, to be honest. Well, not good textures, but so I'm just using these. And pretty much for the ground so far, I just got these textures and then I just squished them, turned them into diamonds, I guess. So yeah, that's all I've done. That's week 1 of my game. I'll see you guys next week with this game development vlog. So thanks for watching, guys.